Hello, and all. Welcome to another episode of MMA Vision Analysis. This one, we're talking Coach Eugene's comments. That's Israel Adesanya's longtime coach. Recent comments on his fighter, the future of Izzy. This video, we're going to speculate alongside Coach Eugene. Before getting started, make sure to like, subscribe, click that notification to get all of this that is new from this channel, your channel, one and only MMA Vision Analysis. Coach Eugene, in a recent interview, I'm kind of paraphrasing it, I'll sum it up, basically saying he's not really opposed to seeing Izzy retire, basically, because, and I am paraphrasing, basically the guy can walk away right now and there's nothing really left undone, similar to legends, right? I think the guy that played it best was Khabib Nurmagomedov. Second to that, I think it's between him and John Jones, just because of the dominance and leaving while they were on top. Obviously, some stay till they reach the point of diminishing returns, and then some, right? We can name a few fighters. We can say, Anderson Silva, BJ Penn, one of the saddest stories in the UFC for me. Obviously, Anderson Silva, not the best story of, Tony Ferguson, and so on. All of those guys left the UFC with horrendous records, and especially hurtful when you take the fighters into consideration. Now, Izzy, I think, finds himself in a similar spot. He's looking at 4-0 if he was to take a next fight and loses. And obviously anybody that fights Izzy is going to do their best, because this is going to be the fight of your life, perhaps the payday of your life. So there aren't any easy fights for Izzy. And the question here is that does the guy have what it takes to reclaim the heights that he's once reached before? And current champion Drake has actually commented on that, in interviews leading up to their fight, where he went on to defeat former middleweight champion Izzy. He says, and that's the current middleweight champion, that is Dricus. He says, basically, and I'm summing it up, paraphrase, he says that he doesn't understand why Izzy's still fighting, just taking into consideration the point that we just said, that we just, obviously Coach Eugene is hinting to at this point as well, is that Izzy he's really reached the pinnacle already, and he's 35 or almost 36 years old. What more can you do? Is it possible for you to reclaim back the title? Or in reality, how many fights are you away from a title shot? Probably at this point, three fights, 36 years old, not getting any faster. I wouldn't imagine. That's the first to go, I think. Not that I think, but I think it's that's been proven, right? That's the first to go, and it's clearly evident the guy's lost some of his speed. The reason why Izzy was so good, it wasn't because of his power. He wasn't necessarily the most powerful guy, but he was always the quickest. He was quicker to the punch, and he was quicker to basically get hit without getting hit. Very similar to Floyd Mayweather in his prime. Obviously, in this case, we're talking about a mixed martial artist. Gave us some of the most spectacular moments in mixed martial arts. I think, looking back in retrospect, 3-0 or 0-3, is better than 0-4, right? So there's some serious questions that Izzy have to ask himself and the camp in general, right? And Coach Eugene, I think, is supportive of any decision that Izzy makes. Will we see Izzy back in that octagon? According to Coach Eugene, apparently there are some signs that we might not see Izzy back in that octagon, in which, if you love Izzy, you would probably respect and appreciate this kind of decision. If you made it this far, appreciate you for sticking around. Please let me know what you think in the comments, and like, subscribe for more.